Hey friends, welcome. Alright, so today Hey friends, welcome. So today we're going to be going through and leveling a Flicker Strike Int Stacker. And I think it was a toss-up between Raider and Trickster, but I think I'm going to go Raider just because the Frenzy Charge, maintaining Frenzy Charge is a little easier. It's one less thing I have to solve. So yeah, we'll just be leveling that up today and chilling out. Seeing how far we can get. Unfortunately, I'm not super fast, so usually 4 to 6 hours I think is what I average on the campaign. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the new build. I've never tried an int stacker before. I wanted to give it a shot, especially with Aegis Aurora being as strong as it is for energy shield regen. Right, down with Hillock. I don't have anything laid out, so the super planning that people like Zizaran do is not going to be something that I am doing. He usually has like all of his leveling uniques laid out, and I generally do. Should plan that far ahead, but I don't. I do have over here all the items I intend to use in the beginning. So Hand of Thought in Motion requires level 22, so we're going to be switching to that once we hit level 22. We can start utilizing our int stacking right away. Then as we get into these levels, we'll be switching into these as well. Alright, let's grab equipable uniques. All your regulars. Stygian Vice doesn't do me any good. What am I gonna level with? I don't even plan that far ahead, so I just pick a skill that I like. Probably end up going with Caustic Arrow is really good. Let's grab Caustic Arrow and see if we have another option available. Cobra Lash. I like Cobra Lash. I'm gonna go Cobra Lash for this. Not gonna transition well at all into anything else, but I prefer it. Claw or a dagger. Short. Whenever we get to level 22, we'll switch over to Salio's Sign. Sweet, I think we're ready. I don't need this. And these can all go in the chest. None that I want, at least. Okay, that's fine. Really level 1, so doesn't matter. Got a very, very basic build tree I'm following, so you'll see it every now and then. Follow it along with me, because I'm sure I'm going to change it. But this is an example that I pulled from PoE Ninja, which is... I always recommend pulling examples from PoE Ninja, because there's always somebody who knows better than you. And PoE Ninja's a good way to learn from them. Also, I have music, so I'm gonna do that. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Chill out. Enjoy the leveling process. And see how far we can push this build. I'm sure this is going to go very far. I've tried a couple of other things because I really enjoy Flicker Strike. I like trying things that shouldn't work. So far this league I've tried a Ignite Elementalist Flicker Strike, which DPS looked okay on paper, like I could get it to 1 mil DPS pretty easily, but it does not feel good to play. And then I tried a Poison Flicker Strike, which had a very similar issue. Didn't feel good to play. So, in the interest of number one, attempting a build I've never tried before, which is instacking, and number two, getting a nice tanky Flicker Strike. This. Right, mana flask. We have a ton of flasks. I don't need it, but I'll take it.
I'd almost stop.
Volley onslaught. Gonna make our mana cost awful, but it'll be fine.
Be well.
So, gotta stay sharp.
Right, now to the most dangerous part of the beginning of the game. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the way Poison Flicker Strike went, because the concept was really cool. It was I might still have enough of it put together that I can showcase it. But it worked with Wasp Nest and Dendrobait, and then it was a Pathfinder, so as long as I had a flask running, I got Poison Prolif. And in Blood Aqueducts it felt okay, but it scale up super well, which is disappointing. I know what you get for trying to force a skill that's not meant for it to do something. All those problems can probably be solved. I don't know. I feel like there's only so much you can do to fix the way a build feels, and that is most important to me. My least favorite part about Roas is having to backtrack to get things, or to find them. It's like them and the wheel skeletons. I don't know what they're called. But they both like rush past you and then you have to turn around to get them. Or ignore them. Alright, did something run over here? Yeah. It might just be areas like this that make it annoying for me. Because in most areas of the game you can just ignore the Roas that run past you. But in this area you have to go back for them. Okay. Take a second, switch out this flask, add this flask, add volley. Right away, I do want this. So I've never played a CI character. So I'm not sure when I should be switching over to CI. I don't know at what point it's, I guess, effective. Because it reduces my health to 1, but I need enough energy shield to make up for it. We'll figure it out. One of the benefits of playing software is you do not have to have the answers. Oh, wrong way. Seems like a weird layout to me. Alright, there's the way out. Now where is the way down? Way. I think this is going to be a dead end as well, yep. Nothing big experience points over there. That's alright. Oh. A flask. Might as well pick that up. But this way. Doesn't look like it. Yep. Let me double check something real quick. Hey Bugs, how's it going? Good, glad to hear it. Trying a bit of a different time, and actually got some time off, so I'm going to do streaming this week. Power shut off until 11 p.m. Ooh. Hey, how's it going? Is it Luca? Is that what you go by, or do you go by Allagang? Power shut off till 11:30. Is it because of the hurricane? Pugs? Sorry to hear that. Luke is fine? Sweet. Sounds good. Welcome, welcome. Not much is going on here. We're just leveling up a character and seeing if we can make an int stacker work. Well, I'm sure we can make it work. Let's see if we can make it work on the budget I have right now. Uh-oh. Here we go. Flicker, waiting for the build? Oh yeah. Flicker Strike is one of my favorites. It's just... it gets aggravating because Flicker Strike has a problem of being on top of the enemy. And so... it's got a disadvantage in defenses. Spell builds or range builds, you can stay away from the enemy and kind of kite around attacks. And Flicker Strike, a lot less control on where you are when the enemy does something. I anticipate like slams, but there are some things that step in front of. What's the idea with int stacking? So with int stacking, we use a very specific weapon. And so a lot of int stacking builds use an item called Hand of Thought and Motion. Law that gives you 1 to 6 or 1 to 10 lightning damage per 10 intelligence. Stack intelligence to get a bunch of base damage. And the other part of int stacking, Shaper Gloves, I think it's called Shaper's Touch, gives you accuracy per intelligence. And finally, the default for intelligence is you're going to gain mana and energy shield. Energy shield and mana for each point of intelligence. So the ideal is you end up with a bunch of energy shield as your part of your defensive layer. Something like Chaos Inoculation to make you immune to chaos damage. And if you can make yourself armor, which we are going to, then you can utilize something like Aegis Aurora to give you a huge amount of energy shield regen whenever you get hit. And I'll show you one of those items in just a minute. This build for Slayer, it's not. You could probably do it on Slayer, but it seems to be pretty specific for Raider and Trickster. Trickster's going to end up with more defenses, I think, where Raider is going to end up with more damage and be a little easier to build around. Fortunately, most stacking builds are very expensive, so just keep that in mind whenever you get involved. Alright, so we're going to turn in this quest real quick. On. We do want this. And that. Those, identify this. And then are these large?
Yes?
Alright, sell all these.
While we live, we
And here's the item I was talking about. So this is the first one I'm going to be use. Budget like 50 div. Yeah, you could probably get started with that much. I'm probably getting started with something like 20. So a lot of these items aren't super expensive. It's a matter of getting a starting point. So you can probably start it for 20, just it's not going to be super good. Hold on, I'm thinking about that. So here's going to be one of your big pieces, right? A 6-linked Doriani's prototype, which I bought this one for 5 div and then got the colors I wanted on it. So that's going to be a big chunk of that. This item is actually a 1C unique, but you want the upgraded one, which is probably something like 50C. I am going to end up going a sword, which again, so right here you see the 1 to 5 lightning damage per 10 intelligence, and then this one has 1 to 6, and it's synthesized. So I bought this for 50C, and then crafted on attack speed. That's what you want for this variation. These are both 80C apiece. My belt I think was 100C. My gloves were 50. No, my gloves were 150 because I wanted maximum frenzy charge. And then this helmet was 1 div. And really all I wanted here was an energy shield base with the flicker strike enchant. And then everything else we can craft on it, it doesn't matter. I think this was 4 chaos. Oh. We're kind of starting with something humble. But the way stackers go generally, int stacker, strength stacker, it doesn't matter what, they get expensive. Know what I should probably do? If I have one, probably do Ghost Writhe. Maybe. I don't have any links on it. That's going to be a problem. Oh well. Okay, so equipable. Should be close to getting a new ring. Could get Rim Sorrow. Do care about this. Let's grab that. And then that. Perfect. You have a trickster you can respec if you have a budget. So what I would recommend is go on PoE Ninja and then look up a Flicker Strike with Aegis Aurora on Trickster and see what the cost is. Keep in mind, save yourself a great deal of currency if you can craft all of the cluster jewels. Some of them are going to be very expensive anyway. And then kind of set out yourself a beginning point and an end point. And they get up to, I think I've seen up to 50 million DPS on them, but I think aiming for something like 2 million to get a start, that's where you want to be. There's an item in this build that I'm going to eventually want that is 80 div on its own. for the initial setup, I'm not going to be using it. It's the Ulnatal's amulet. I don't remember the name of it. But it essentially gives you a 7-link chest. But again, first things first, want to level it up. See if we can hit like 5 million. So if we can do that, we can worry about leveling everything else up incrementally. I was actually playing with a, I mentioned the poison and ignite flicker strike characters that I tried, but I was also trying a accuracy stacker flicker strike. It's not ideal because accuracy stacking is usually for projectile skills of some sort, because you get obscurantus. I think that's the right one. But you get that, and it gives you a bunch of accuracy, and then gives you another source of accuracy stacking. But Flicker Strike isn't a projectile skill, so we can't use it. Well, we could, it just doesn't do us any good. And I got it up to like 2-ish million, and it feels great because it's on a Juggernaut, so feel tanky, pretty juiced maps. It's kind of a money pit for like getting it any further. Next big upgrade for that build is something along the lines of like 50 to 60 divination for a really good ring. I don't know. One that's hard to get outside of just buying it. I am so lost here. Guess I'm like only halfway paying attention still. There we go. Finally found the warden. Or at least his quarters.
Quite sure of yourself, aren't you,
Level 11. Got to ask how are you? I'm doing well. I'm enjoying some time off. Got a bit of a long weekend. Oh. Yeah, got a bit of a long weekend, and I took the week off. Planning to do a little bit of streaming every day. See how that goes. Did some research over the weekend and got some music that I can play. That is hopefully YouTube and Twitch compatible. And then I'm streaming on both right now. So pretty good. I do need to update my YouTube stuff and have a link to my Twitch. Figure if I'm gonna stream, I might as well stream to both. To double check on across.
I'm not up to that just yet.
This way? Once we hit the next area, I'll go back to town real quick and see why the music's not showing up on Twitch.
Life and death live side by side. This is a strange land.
Yeah, I wanted to find some nice just in the background. Alright, what's going on here? Go to next track. There we go. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so now there's a there's an update of the songs on Twitch. Sweet. If Arrow Nova cold damage lasts a projectile. Grab melee splash.
Goodbye.
Stay sharp out there.
First thing I want is this arcing blows. Gonna have the constitution of tissue paper for a little bit, but that's fine. Can I ask once more, what's your budget? I came in late and have not heard it. Okay. So my beginning budget for this is something like 20 div. Something you should be aware of before you start any kind of stacking build, accuracy stacking, strength stacking, int stacking. They have a absurdly high upper limit. The further you want to push them, the more expensive it gets. To give you an example of how high that can get, the ideal amulet I want is like 50, I think 50 div on its own. That being said, I anticipate with something along the lines of 15 to 20 div, I should be able to hit a couple million DPS. And then we can build up from there.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Does that answer your question, Davian? I want to kind of make sure, you know, I'm giving you a realistic expectation, but also letting you know, like, you don't have to have it all at the beginning. When I woke up and saw you streaming, I was like, this is a surprise, but a welcome one. Thanks, Pugs. Yeah, I'm giving it a shot. You know, I've got the week off, so I want to see what it would be like streaming pretty much every day. And my plan, I put a video out today because I wanted to wrap up the Herald of Thunder stuff. But my plan, 4-ish hours every day on this build. How far I can push that? Oh yeah, I need to go back to Fairgraves. for any of those wondering, I do not have path of building yet for this. I'm following one, but I'm like really loosely following it. And I'm probably gonna change it pretty significantly as we go. Oh, mana. Yep. Okay.
You were a good man in a bad situation, Fairgraves.
Sorry, sir. Super noob question. How does Doriani's prototype work? No, it's not a noob question at all. So the way Doriani's prototype works is to where I can pull up my resistances. So I'm assuming you know how elemental resistances work. If not, I'll cover it really quickly. Elemental resistances is a stat that lowers the amount of damage from elemental sources that you're taking. So on my character right now, I have 63% fire res, 57 lightning res, and 43 lightning res and 57 cold res. So when I take a hit, let's say for 100 damage for fire, 63% of that is taken away before I start taking damage. So I only end up taking, what is it, 20, 30, 37 is what I would end up taking in fire damage. So you want that as high as you can get it. The max is 75%. What Doriani's prototype does, and we can go back and look at it actually, that's going to be much better. What Doriani's prototype does is you can no longer deal non-lightning damage. Your armor now applies to your lightning damage, which is not normal, and I'll explain that in a second. But your lightning resistance no longer affects the lightning damage you take. So in that example that I was using, if I were to take 100 lightning damage right now, my lightning res would take away 43% of that, so I would end up taking 57 damage. What Doriani's prototype does is that lightning res no longer works for me, so I take all 100 damage. However, my armor now applies to my lightning resistance. So your armor, if I have any, your armor usually only applies to physical damage taken, and it reduces the physical damage taken by some amount. So in this case 29%, which this isn't super reliable, so just take this number with a grain of salt. But if this number were reliable and I took 100 physical damage, I would only take 71 damage. So now with Doriani's prototype, I gain damage reduction to lightning damage with my armor. So essentially it just alters the way that you mitigate damage from lightning. But the last line is why it's a great choice for a lot of builds this league, with lightning being so strong. And what it does is nearby enemies have lightning resistance equal to yours. So because your lightning resistance no longer impacts your lightning damage taken, what you're going to do is try and get as much negative lightning resistance as possible. So I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. So this number can be negative, which would increase the amount of lightning damage you take. Again, Doriani's prototype makes this not affect the lightning damage you take at all. But because Doriani's prototype gives everything around you the same lightning resistance, you can get this down to negative 200. And so everything around you would take 3 times damage from any lightning source. I hope that made sense. It was a long explanation. Davian. Cool, thanks a lot. That's the right answer for me. Yeah, I know it can be a lot of expensive just because a few stats, and then goes from 2 div instantly to 60 just because of a +1 mod. Yeah. Min-maxing a build gets pretty insane, and for stacking builds, it goes crazy really quickly. That's why you stack negative lightning resist. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Which is another good thing. So this build works outside of Calandra League. It's just easier to do in Calandra because of the lake mechanic. And so if you're not playing Calandra League, you can still do it. We're using two large no, I don't remember what they're called anymore. We have two gems that allow us to allocate nodes that aren't near or that are far away. And each of those gives us negative resistance. So we have an opportunity there. Get some negative lightning resistance from those. You can use Melding of the Flesh, get a bunch of negative lightning resistance. And there are a couple of other sources that are available in any league, not just Calandra. Let's see how bad Merveil's gonna be. I'm not gonna be surprised if I die to Merveil. Usually what you want to do is max out your cold res before this fight. I do not have that going on for me. I do deal a nice amount of damage though, so maybe we'll be okay.
Not up to that just yet.
I suppose it makes sense that I deal a ton of damage. I have a 4-link at level 13. Okay, this isn't so bad. Level requirement for that claw in stacking build. So the very minimum you can be before you equip the claw is 22, and that's for the lower version. Because there are two versions of that claw. It's, I think, Thought and Motion, and then Wisdom and Action. I don't remember the name of the last one, but I think Thought and Motion is the lower level one. That one only requires level 22, so as soon as we hit level 22, we'll be switching to that claw. Now, I am not planning on using a claw in my endgame. I'm planning on switching to a synthesized sword, and that's so that we can utilize close combat. Close combat is a really nice flicker strike ability, since we're always close range. I need some. Can you spawn some minions, please? There we go. Oh, I thought there was only one claw. It's sort of only one claw. You know how the breach claws or the breach stuff works? Like Ulnatal. What is a good example? Into the hideout real quick. See if I have. Okay, so there are several items. Yeah, okay, so you know how it works. So for lower level one, put it. Okay, so the lower level one is, oh, I've got it in my inventory. It's Thought and Motion. and you hit it with the Blessing of Ash to level it up. But yeah, level 22, we should be able to use this as long as we have the intelligence, and then we'll start being able to push our int stacking. And then later, we're going to be using this, which is synthesized for 1 to 6, and it's just going to have the ability to get close combat. And then the negative elemental resist gem I was thinking of as Thread of Hope. That's going to be negative 40 res for us right there. Okay. Let's go back to Lionize. Think I want anything here? Grab that.
Quite the late. Fair great. Farewell. Greetings.
Okay. Ooh. Final build will use a claw or a sword. Mine will use a sword. And the reason for that is mostly close combat support. Cannot use close combat with claw. You have to use a sword or an axe. And there are a couple ways to build this. Well, there are plenty of ways to build this. But I feel like you could go crit pretty easily and make up some damage and not use Doriani's. I don't know how accurate that is. All of the builds that I've seen are using accuracy and then using the accuracy keystone that gives you more damage. Speaking of, $66. That's quite a ways away. I might pick up an accuracy node just to have some extra accuracy. Is it the exit or is it there's the den? Okay.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Moving. Go straight up to bridge, see that bandit, and then come back. I by no means do this efficiently. It's just I've got a habit. Question for any of you who have been playing this game a while. Are these mosquito things, have they always been there? I feel like they were new a couple leagues ago. Like I don't remember them before that. I just remember a couple leagues ago, like that, I don't remember those. It's possible I just never noticed them because this is the only area I really remember them from, but I don't know. All of them, we need the passive points. All right.
The king of rats. Feast for rats now.
That, and then do lightning damage to non-critical strikes is lucky. Ourselves a portal scroll and run back to the teleporter. Alright, turn in this quest.
I have returned.
6 levels.
The one. Go with the spirit.
Alright, is this built any good? It's okay.
Hello.
8 stacker doesn't have enough int. Guess that's what I get. .40-ish int in the next couple levels. Actually very low on Val Orbs. I tend to be low on currency most of the time though. I end up spending a lot of my currency as I get it. I think the most currency I've had at one time is like 10-ish divine. It's okay so far. There we go.
Do some good for once in your sorry life, bandit. Feed the worms.
You in Act 2, Joe? Yeah, I'm in Act 2. Yeah. Super fast, but it goes fast enough. I think we're just gonna go straight. Uncomfortable position with a think of it. gonna put us in an uncomfortable position with our life. Switch over. That other body armor, even though it's not 6 linked. Honestly, if I can get a 5 link, how that would be. I'll probably try that. Oh, where was the teleporter? Wasn't even paying attention. Should be able to find Alira over here. There's supposed to be a path here somewhere, but I can never see it. There she is.
The king. My mana is gone.
Still got a bunch of stuff that I'm not sure how I want to handle.
I hate to pluck a pretty flower.
But I'm not sure if it's gonna matter. Because I don't think the build I'm following at the moment gets Ignite or Shock. No, it gets Shock immunity. It doesn't get Ignite or Chill immunity. I think Ignite's the only one I'm worried about. We don't have to worry about poisons at all, and we shouldn't have to worry about chill shouldn't be too big an issue. We'll see how it goes. And then we go fight the spider. Still Act 3. Yeah, the more you play, the more you get used to running through the axe. It helps a lot if you have leveling uniques. But I think your first time through, you should probably just enjoy the story. Path of Exile does not have a bad story. I think the only reason people complain about the campaign is a lot of people who've played Path of Exile a while have done it hundreds of times. I think I've done it probably 100 times between all the characters I have. Maybe? I don't know. I've been playing for a while, but nowhere near as long as some other people. Yeah, so, you know, at that point, it starts becoming a chore. And I get that. I don't know. I don't think it worries me too much just because I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm okay with how much time I spend on it. And part of it is just learning
I'm not up to that just yet.
what works for you, how to enjoy the leveling process. Which is why I play things like Cobra Lash. I like Cobra Lash. It makes the leveling process more enjoyable for me, so I use it. Despite other skills being almost guaranteed better with the build. Like, it would probably be more efficient to level with Lightning Strike. I just prefer Cobra Lash. Hey Mike, how's it going? Yep, I am planning on streaming throughout the week. I'm gonna try, see how it works out, but I'm gonna try to start around 1 p.m. CST every day and go for a couple hours. I've got the week off of work, so I'm gonna go. Probably late for you, yeah, Mike? Or like crazy early. Suddenly woke up. By all means, get your sleep. "4:30 a.m. Ugh. Yeah, that's go back to sleep time right there. You felt that you were streaming? Maybe. The disturbance in the force. Oh yeah, we're done here, so I can portal out. I needed to go pee, but then I can't sleep again. I hate it when that happens. One of those things where you like try to master the art of peeing with the lights off, or peeing with the most dim light you can. Let's see. I think we go elemental damage for now. Because close combat doesn't help us until much later. And we have 4 levels. 2, 3. Alright. I sleep with the light on? Oh, I cannot do that. I have to sleep like pitch black. Three more levels. Makes you now have a reason not to sleep. I mean, if he can, I would rather him get plenty of rest. I'm sure he's got work in the morning. I am not going anywhere. All it depends for me. I'm against sleeping with lights on or TVs in the room. I can sleep with an audiobook going, but that's about it. And even that, I've got to keep the volume super low. Where is the... Here's the way down. One of those odd layouts? Yeah, it's one of the odd layouts. Because it dictates if you can sleep anyway. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. If I've got like an hour left, I'll go back to sleep. But I think, fall asleep easier than a lot of people do. It's kind of different for everybody. Hey, got another Valor. Here we go. That and grab that. Dead end.
My mana is gone.
Right free. At least you can get sleep later. I never want to be the reason that somebody is tired. You know? I've been tired plenty in my life. I would rather people be well rested. It just helps. Like, almost no matter what you're doing, being well rested gives you a better outlook. Probably fall asleep while watching this. Go for it.
That thing! It slaughtered everyone!
And hopefully that's a comment on chill environment and less a comment on me being boring, but I'm fine with either. Out of mana. No. All opinion. At this point, Mike, I assume you enjoy something about my content, so you and Pugs are always here. I appreciate. I was asleep listening to you. Yeah, that's a big thing. It's not something that I've ever. No, this is all. Yeah, it's not something that I've ever done. I guess unless I'm like super tired. But my wife does that. It's like uses YouTube as white noise all the time. Herald device. Are we using a Herald? I don't think we are. We do use Blood Rage though. Suppose we do Frenzy.
Travel far.
The spirit be well. I gave
Then we can just utilize that for leveling. Get the nice voice, Joe. Thanks. Appreciate it. Playstyle. More levels. Should be able to switch to the new claw. Hit the Val Oversoul. Good. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have trouble with them. Ooh, and I'll start getting in here. Nice. Chat delay is minimal this time of day. So I think it, well, I mean, who knows? But part of it is the YouTube latency selection has a huge impact on it. And I think I picked low, not very low. I'm actually a little impressed with it right now because I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. Alright, get some Cobra Lash going on. 20. Gotta open both streams? Nah, you're good. Is a Twitch streamer now? I don't know about all that. I'm still pretty sure that given the opportunity for a Twitch affiliate agreement, I might not take it. I don't know. It would depend pretty heavily on what's going on. Because there's some downsides to the Twitch affiliate agreement with the whole you can only Twitch or you can only stream to Twitch. Won't be long before we see Joe's bathwater being sold. Oh yeah, man. I'm already bottling it. I'm getting ready. Got a stock of it. Got the foot stream scheduled.
Not in the world I know.
Gonna be great. I really hope that's not like a real thing. Like, I'm sure it happened at some point, but I hope that's like a thing that happened once and people memed about it and then that was it. Also one of those things that I don't want to know. Like, it's never something that I would be willing to Google. It's like, streamer bathwater. Nah, Oh, that's asking my Google search history to give me weird things. Can you actually meet other players in the game? Not in most of the acts, unless you're partied up. But in the towns, you can. So the towns and hub areas are like instanced. Or no, the areas between towns and hubs are instanced, and then you can see other people. I failed opening the Twitch stream and now YouTube is black screened. Oh no. YouTube doesn't want to let you open Twitch. Davian followed you. Thanks, Davian. Appreciate that. Thanks for the follow. $22. Time. Switch right away. Actually, let's see. What is our DPS? So our DPS without the claw is 275. With the claw, it goes right up to 529. Big jump. That is a very large jump. Oh yeah, that's gonna work great. And I think once we get our first Ascendancy, we should probably be able to switch over to Flicker Strike. So end of Act 3 or beginning of Act 3 maybe? We'll see. How'd you get the neat unique you want already? I traded for it. that is not a unique you can usually get by this time, but you can trade for a lot of them. Right now I've got a bunch of uniques, so like, I think everything else I picked up on my own. Yeah, everything else I've got I picked up on my own, but this one I bought for, I think it's 1 chaos. Streamer luck? Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not that I've played way too much of this. But yeah, if you go to, I think it's Path of Exile Trade or something like that. You can go to the Path of Exile website and then click the trade link, and it'll bring you into the trade website. You can trade with other players there. Very useful. Like I think it's 1 chaos. Like, I legitimately got this one for 1 chaos. Defaults transfer between characters as long as they're in the same league and the same version of the league. So stash is the same between all of your characters in Calandra. If you have a Calandra character that is softcore, all of your softcore Calandra are the same. Hardcore is going to have a different, I think an entirely different stash. And then Solo Self-Found also has a different stash. So by league, yes. And then at the end of the league, anything that is in your specific league stash is transferred over to standard.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Back around the other way. Okay, once we're through this, suppose I should grab some health just to make my life easier while I'm leveling. Hard to say. Until I get a bunch of energy shield, it's gonna be a little rough. Although I wonder if the unique gives you a bunch of energy shield works before or after CI. Also, you've gotten like 200 more subscribers since I first watched you. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm trying to see if I can't get to 1,000 by like really pushing this week, but we'll see how that works. Unfortunately, making videos with a work schedule is a little rough. Nope, don't want to give up me. Servant. I mean, I seem to get pretty positive comments on my videos as far as like editing and sound and professionalism go. Not everybody likes my ideas, but that's fine. That's what opinions are for. Ooh, that hurts. Alright. Some of these to die. Mana. There we go. I actually pretty regularly die to this boss. I'm doing okay at the moment. What did we get? Agate foil.
Spread the word amongst your kind, Nightmare. You're not welcome in my world.
Alright. In Act 3. Ant-Man. We'll do the first couple quests and then go for our Ascendancy. Cave Act, so Act 4 maybe? Cave Act. Trying to think of where that is. I can't remember. With the miner. Oh yeah. You're right. That is Act 4. There you go, man. Have you done your Ascendancy yet?
Bring me back something nice.
Why are you still standing there?
Have fun elsewhere.
Alright, let's grab this. Huge damage boost. You have not. So, I would recommend doing that if you can. What you're going to do is, in Acts 1 through 3, there are a bunch of these Ascendancy areas that you'll see with these plaques. And there are 6 in all. And I think... or a way you can look at them. Sure there is, I just don't remember it. But yeah, you get all those 6 altars, and there's 3 in Acts 1 and 2, and I think 3 in Act 3. You get all 6, and then you go to this Labyrinth. Fight through that. And you can't die in there, otherwise you have to reset from the very beginning, but if you make it through it, you get an Ascendancy. Which can be a huge power boost. Let's see, complete the Labyrinth. Let's go back to and pick up all of our quests.
You have going? You keep your wits about you.
Thank you. Farewell. I am not the cruel to you.
We didn't have anything to turn in, that's fine. 3. And we'll go find Tolman. I think once we find Tolman, we should be able to go through the Labyrinth. I don't know, I'm a little under-leveled for it. You have to help your own clean a car? Go for it, man. Always good being helpful. Every little bit helps. I really hate those. I think Stormstrider is legitimately my least favorite arch nemesis mod. It does an absurd amount of damage, and it bothers me. Ooh, don't like that. So much damage. I guess I am a little tanky. I didn't think I was, but it works. Alright. Keep going through here. I think we'll pick up some life leech. Or some sources of leech. For the next couple levels. Here. Alright, where is Tolman at? He's actually another boss that I'm not super crazy about. I feel like the damage she does is a little insane as well. Again, it's one of those things where if you have your resistances taken care of, it's not a big deal, but if you don't, I feel like she's gonna be up here. Yep, right there. Yeah, she uses an ability called, I think Lightning Orb is what it's called. It hits a lot. Oh, you know what? I just realized I have a claw that's giving me a bunch of life on hit, and that's where a lot of my survivability is coming from. Alright, so then she's gonna leave. We're gonna grab Tolman's bracelet and go back to town.
Can't see why I'd want to do that here.
I'll turn in this quest first.
Be careful.
Pick up all these other quests.
Don't do anything I would.
There is nothing. Greetings.
Third, what do we want? Poachers, snipers, assassins, hatred, despair. I think just Grace here.
Goodbye.
Grab increased attributes. And then what? This is the level requirement for Aspirant's Plaza. I feel like it's not that high. 33, and we're level 25. Yeah, we should be fine. Probably, maybe. We'll see. What could go wrong? I mean, honestly, worst case scenario, we die. Actually, am I able to find a dark shrine? Could be pretty easily within our, as long as we don't get hit by any of the big attacks. I'm actually gonna pull up the map for this. Where the dark shrines are. Try and make my life easier. Yui lab. Normal. Oh, there's actually a dark shrine here. Go grab that. I don't know where it is. Find out. Really just gonna skirt the edges, try and find this dark shrine. I probably don't need it, but I'd rather have it. Air. Could be over here on the right. One of the areas. Yep, there it is. Ooh. Permanent always crit. There we go. That should help a little bit. It's not the best one, but it'll work. All right. What have you got, Azaro? This is one of my least favorite fights, just because of how often he will be at like 0 health and still be fighting you. Ooh, I don't like that. I'm just gonna take this nice and slow. Don't get hit by those big attacks. Oh, and we should be fine. Ow. Not having enough mana is really a problem for me. Ow. Ooh. Turn that around on me. It lived though. I think we got lucky and evaded it. Works for me. Here we go. All right. I think I'd like another dark shrine if I can get it. Let's see where the next one is. Alright. In the next area. Down right. What I wanted. Oh, you know what I should do? Grab that. Give myself some mana on hit. What about with that mana cost? This is the door I want. Area has a dark shrine somewhere. There it is. There it is. I was looking for the switch and I couldn't find it. What did we get? Additional key on death. That's not what I wanted. But it's not bad. I would like something better.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Ooh, you know what I just thought of? Since I'm streaming now and I'm doing one of these, does that mean I'm like more likely to get a really good drop from Azaro? Because, you know, streamer luck? That's how that works, right? I'm streaming it, so I have better luck. All right. Honestly, these skeleton mages are a little scary. That was a bad idea. I just like went right up to Azaro. Like he's not scary. Uh-oh. Okay. Finally got him. Ooh. Doing that underleveled. It's a little stressful. Alright. Where is our next dark shrine? It is here and in the next one. See if we can find it. Again, just make that next fight a touch easier. If not, no big deal. Seems like we're doing just fine even without the dark shrines. Ah. Tension mounts. Traps are disabled. That's a good one. I don't think there are any traps in the lower level one though, so there might be. Right. Where is the... There we go. Here. Where is the exit? Tired of being here. Where does this go? Not the way I want. I'm ready to be able to use Flicker Strike. Shouldn't be long now. We have a Dark Shrine here. I'm not going to worry too much about it, honestly. I don't like searching for Dark Shrines in these areas. But, like, there's a couple locations that they show up occasionally, like in this area, maybe. Yeah, no, it's not in here. Keep going. Alright, I'm not gonna bother with him. He's a Sentinel Stormweaver. That's just... I'm just gonna sit there and wail on him for a while, and I don't want to do that. I think this is... Yeah, here's the Dark Shrine. If I can get the Onslaught one, that would be cool. Is that twice blessed? Yeah, twice blessed. Not great. That's fine. What? There's the one we want. Guess who's back? Who is it? Is it Shady? I feel like it's Shady. Alright, let's grab some leech. And head back into the fight. That's me. Well, that's better anyway. Ooh. Oh yeah, so this is the Ascendancy fight that we were talking about. Which the first version of him should be pretty easy for you if you're already in Act 4. Just don't get hit by any of the big attacks. You'll be fine. No. Else off. Have these keys. See if we get some streamer luck. Streamer luck. Fine. We're here and we got what we want. Okay, so we want this one, Frenzy Charge on kill, Frenzy Charge when you hit a rare unique, maximum Frenzy Charge. Now, we should be able to switch right over. Okay. Back to town. Switch out our skills real quick. The question now is, what skills do we want to use? I think I do want to switch over to my... See if we can really quickly get like a nice amount of sockets. Boom, 5 sockets. Now if we can link all of them. Alright, that's 4. Let's keep going. Let's go for 5. Come on. There we go. 5 link. Easy. No problem. Alright, and then we want... I think 2 green... Or no, it would be 1 green, 1 blue, 3 red. Ooh, got a little bit of lag there. Just me, or... Seems like the streams are okay. We'll just keep going. This is not going to be easy, is it? Stream's good? Okay, cool. This might be the best I can do for now. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Then, quick tip for anybody who's trying to do Flicker Strike. Something you will want to do until you have a really good source of Flicker or Frenzy Charge generation. Try and do a quality level 20 or quality of 20 Flicker Strike gem, because that extra quality gives you an extra 5% for Frenzy Charge on hit. And then, on top of that, we're going to put Frenzy in. So we're going to Frenzy as our right click, Flicker Strike is our main ability. Our blue. put this in. Put this right here. I don't know. We don't have multi-strike yet, so it's not like... We might not be able to do flicker strike yet. We're gonna try it anyway. We have 2 blue. Elemental focus is one we need. I think added lightning is probably the best. I don't think we can get pen. Yeah, we can't get the penetration, so we'll do added lightning. And let's see how it works. It's probably not going to be good.
Can't see why I'd want to do that.
We'll try it. Remember now the usual way I do have.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Oh yeah, and we don't have ancestral cry. Oh yeah, this is gonna be. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, we tried. We tried. What is our minimum level multi-strike though? I think it's like 33. Okay, so I guess we do lightning strike for now. I'm not crazy about lightning strike, but it's the better option here. And we replace one of these with ancestral call. Now we should be able to go into the... Oh, that's right. Yeah. Going into the sewers. I don't remember where that was. Or if I found it. Oh. Put that there. Wasn't there. I really just don't know where this grate is. Usually not far from the entrance. There it is.
I'm not up to that just yet.
So, if we wanted to pull off Flicker Strike while leveling, you kind of have to use a unique sword called, I think it's Lakashtu's Blade. Gives you level 1 multi-strike at level 26. I forgot we can't use that since we're using a different weapon. I suppose we could dual wield and use it. If we really wanted to. But I could also just push through. Hit level 20 or hit level 30. We have 600 ES, which is pretty good. Stash. I think the next place I want to go is probably the mark. We want a mark on hit setup. And that's extra frenzy charge generation for us. Where are we at? Oh.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I'm trying to think if I can use this as a starter build going into next league, and it's honestly a bad idea. Which likelihood is any starter build that I choose is going to be a bad idea. But I might do it anyway. In general, Flicker Strike starters aren't great, just because they generally require at least a single unique to get started. But doesn't mean you can't do it, it just means it's more uncomfortable. Who needs planning? True. I've done Flicker Strike starters in the past, and they actually do okay. Like, you have to get actual couple items to make them work, but then after that they're pretty fast at making their way through the Atlas. Now the ones that I always start with are not great at endgame. I feel like doing a cold conversion Flicker Strike Raider is totally feasible for beginning, especially with Rim Sorrows. This is kind of boiling down to, can I get to Flicker Strike before I end? Beginning, definitely maybe. I don't care about Fairgraves because his quest is awful. Really hope this isn't it. Shouldn't be, but I just want to check. Okay, we're good. Where is it? There it is. Let me put this away before I forget. Why do computers have an airplane mode? I'm not sure why desktop computers would have them, but laptops arguably for airplanes. I don't know how useful they are anymore, but it disables any of the outgoing signals, and in theory is supposed to keep it from interacting with any of the airplane signals. Which is the same reason I think they ask you to turn your cell phones off. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. It's been that long since I've actually ridden on a plane. Here. Yeah, the airplane mode just turns off any of the outgoing communication routes. So Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, I think both get turned off. Something I didn't consider, I may need to go buy an amulet for this character. I think I'm gonna need something with a specific enchantment for this character. I think I need Tribal Fury in order to actually feed or make it feel good. Getting Tribal Fury on my amulet has been a plan always. Usually cheaper to just buy one, because if I remember correctly, Tribal Fury is 3 gold. Or no, it might be 1 gold, 2 red, something. Either way, they not insignificant cost to enchant it, but you can usually find a pretty cheap version, a talisman that's already got it. It just occurred to me that I could be using Static Strike instead of Lightning Strike, and I like Static Strike way more. We're already this far in. Where am I going? Too far to turn back. I mean, I really could turn back, but I'd have to then level up that gem, and I just don't want to do that. Not worth the effort.
I like death.
Because I like it. It feels better, but it's... I'm only going to use it for... until I get multi-strike in Act 4. Or until I hit the level I need. Oh, my computer won't open anything. Ooh, that's no fun. Just wondering why desktop had airplane mode. Yeah, I think it's just the operating system has airplane mode, and that just carries over. It's meant for laptops, but because laptops and desktops usually have the same operating systems, they both have it. It won't open anything. That's weird though. Alright. Another one of my least favorite fights in the game. I really dislike the Grabasius fight. Although at the moment I'm just getting in a fist fight with him, so sure. Alright, that'll work. Okay, so we're gonna start doing this to the mark, even though we don't have the mark yet. And it's because of that 10% chance to gain a frenzy charge on marked enemies.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Feels so slow. Running into a wall. Right, fight this enemy. On. Wrong way. All right. Going to level 2. Is this the one that has... Yeah, this is... I almost always get turned around here. Like, I'm awful at memorizing any of the layouts. This one almost always trips me up. Although, once I get there, I'll show you guys a trick that I learned from Scissorin on how to not get lost, or not hit one of the dead ends in here. There is an indication of which way is a dead end at one point. Okay, so at the top of these stairs, once your third set of stairs, there are these carts on either side. One has 2 carts, one has 1 cart. So one of these is a dead end, and it's always the one with 2 carts. And the way I remember this is more carts is more carts, because if you go down here, you hit this dead end with a bunch of carts. So, more carts is more carts. And that applies to the second version of this. Like, all iterations of this map have the same stairs. So when you hit Act 7, that's the same thing. Or out of here.
I have pursued a greater existence, Scott. What have you ever done but serve yourself?
Yeah, Piety in this fight is really annoying. Go. Okay. Now we can go back. And let's try something. Go ahead and talk to people. Should be able to grab. Or Storm Rain. I don't have it. Not that it matters. Their skills aren't very expensive.
See you.
I have 2 skill points. And do I have 2 refund points? I do. Okay, so I wanted it to at least 2 because I wanted to try this. So we have 329 life, 714 energy shield. I want to see if I take Chaos Inoculation, does my energy shield go down? Yes, by a lot. I feel like this is something I should do. I'm not sure yet. I do have Leech, so I might as well. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna... Doing the mark. Alright, talk to Lady Dahlia. Oh, is Lady Dahlia... Guess I didn't get my reward for the second thing. Oh, that's right, yeah.
What do you want?
Is you kill it.
Goodbye, not a cockroach.
That's right. Good here. No wait, this is.
I'm not up to that just yet.
And we made it to the tower. You know, thinking about this, like I'm going through these and I'm like, man, I really don't like this boss. Man, I really don't like this boss. And it's occurring to me that I really don't like most of the early game bosses. I find a lot of them very annoying. One is the first one I find annoying needlessly. Merveil's fine, Fair Grace is fine. Because I also find Dominus very annoying. Oh, Piety I find annoying. Piety's probably the first one I find. That's like Piety, Gravicius. And Dominus I think I just find annoying because they introduce corrupted blood. And at this point there's like no way you have corrupted blood immunity. Like if you really wanted to you could get it, but if you don't have a flask that cleanses bleeds, you're just oh. That's fine. Or two more stairs. Should be pretty close. One more after this.
That just yet.
Am I not leech from him? Am I not leeching? I guess I should undo that keystone. It seems to not be working for me very well. Seems like I just don't do enough damage to maintain it. Didn't take that off. And then what do we do? Do that and then don't have a mark.
This woman's purpose to tempt and try the will of man.
We could use a poacher's mark manually right now, but ow. All right. I don't know why I always have to do this. Like I set that all the time and it doesn't seem to work. Getting destroyed right now. Alright, that's one down. There's two down. Alright, there's three down. Oh, here we go.
Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile?
Okay. Now he transforms and starts doing corrupted blood. And just like that, we're taking corrupted blood damage. Alright, we made it through.
Some of us live to regret our mistakes.
I really don't like that fight.
Try not to take it personally.
Find it annoying. But we are level 32. I think should mean I believe 33 is where we can get multi-strike.
And Sam was the foulest of them all.
We should be able to go through the aqueducts. Multi-strike from our hideout.
I'm not up to
Switch to flicker strike, finally. So close. I hope it's 33 and not 39. I could be remembering it wrong, but I hope not.
I'm watching you. It's bye.
We're gonna talk to people, and we'll head to my hideout and see what multi-strike requires. And I don't know what I want for now, as far as what I want for my level. Multi-strike, what does it require? Oh no, it's 38. So much. Okay. Well, we should be able to make our process a little annoying at the moment. Let me... I can find an amulet. But with Bible, maybe allocates. Tell it. Yeah, sure. Oh no, that's not gonna. Okay. Sorry, I'm on my other screen looking for an okay amulet. Here's one that's pretty good. Gonna be the real question.
Hail, Godslayer.
This one should get the job done for a while. Okay, so we now have this, which we can equip at level 44. Gonna give us a big increase attributes, a little bit of intelligence, and that's really it's all it gives us. But we have it. Okay. Here, let's go with. Oh, I need to fix this, actually. I was supposed to go this way, not this way. Old habits. So we need to hit 38. Strike. I think we're gonna wait and do that tomorrow. Made it all the way to Act 4. Start off Act 4 first thing tomorrow when I start streaming, and then we'll work our way up to level 38 and then level 44 to be able to break into maps tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Alright. Thank you all for joining me for leveling this Flicker Strike Instacker. I may play around with the gear a little bit before stream just so that you don't have to watch me do it. But honestly, we need to update all of this gear. I only have one ring in, so it's due to be upgraded. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. For watching.